What's going on, everybody? And thanks for tuning back in to another episode of Florida Prison Talk. I'm your host, Easy One. I know I've been doing a little uploading other videos and stuff lately. But it's just something that's been crossing my mind, man, with all this stuff going on for the past few days with Alpo and Rich Porter and all that stuff. Alpo got killed, Rich Porter got killed, But did people forget about Donnell Porter? Did people forget about the little brother? Did people forget about the little brother? That's what I want to know. Everybody, for years, people have been speaking on Rich Porter. Yes, God bless the dead. I think they even have a day for him, Rich Porter Day, where they celebrate and stuff. For years, man, people have been speaking about Rich Porter. People have been speaking about Alpo, but has anybody spoke about Donnell Porter? Has anybody spoke about the people that got killed in the Bronx that day? With AZ, when AZ got shot in the head. Did anybody think about the people that got killed that was with him? Has anybody thought about them? But let me go back. Has everybody forgot about Donnell Porter? That's what I want to know. It's like his death is overshadowed by Alpo and Rich Porter. And his death is the most tragic one out of all of them. The reason why I say it's tragic because, okay, you got AZ got shot. He was in the life. I don't care if people calling him a civilian. No. He was on, Gangsta Lou was on Queen's Flip. He called AZ a civilian. So we said when AZ snitched, it didn't count. He was a civilian. You're not a civilian in my opinion, man, once you enter that drug game. You are not a civilian in my opinion once you enter how can you call AZ Faison a civilian? And he was a drug dealer selling kilos of cocaine. He's not a civilian. He was in the streets. Rich Porter died. He was in the streets. He wasn't a civilian. Things like that come with the streets, as most of you street dudes know. That's what comes with the territory. But Donnell Porter was a true civilian. He was a true civilian. He had nothing to do with nothing. Nobody got killed or hit because of him. He was a kid, man. He got kidnapped on the way to school. They cut his doggone finger off. Nothing had nothing to do with Donnell Porter. Did everybody forget about Donnell Porter? Let me read this excerpt, man, from the New York Times and stuff when the incident first happened. It's about Virginia Byrne, January 29th, 1990. He was about 12 or 13. He was born in 1977. A kidnapped 12-year-old boy whose finger was cut off to persuade his drug-dealing brother to pay ransom was found dead in a pile of plastic bags just days after his brother was killed, the police said Monday. A man collecting cans on a bike path Sunday discovered the body of William Porter, who was abducted December 5th as he walked to school. William Porter is Donnell Porter. The boy's 25-year-old brother, Richard Thomas Porter, had refused to cooperate with the police investigation of the kidnapping. Detectives speculated he may have been negotiating his brother's release before he turned up fatally shot January 4th. Not far from where Donnell Porter was found in the New York borough of the Bronx. They wasn't found that far from each other, coincidentally. A police spokesman, Lieutenant Raymond O'Donnell, said William's body was identified Monday by family members. An autopsy report on the cause of death was not complete. A spokesman for the city medical examiner said Monday. Detectives believe the boy was kidnapped for up to $500,000 in ransom from Richard Porter, reputed by police to be a mid-level drug distributor who controlled several street dealers in Harlem. A police source who spoke on condition of being anonymous said Williams' right index finger was cut off and left with a short taped message for him in the bathroom of a Manhattan restaurant. They cutted my finger off, the sixth grader cried on tape. He's on tape crying, man. Fuck. Did everybody forget about Donnell Porter? They cut my finger off, the 6th grader cried on tape. The Daily News said in January 5th editions, please help. I love you, mommy. And that's the first thing we think about when we in trouble, our mother. No matter how we treated them, no matter how much what's going on, no matter who else we love, we always call for our mother when things go down. Richard Porter was found shot in the head and chest. His wallet had more than $2,000 in it. At the time of his slaying, police refused to comment on the kidnapping because the 12-year-old had not been found yet. The kidnappers demanded ransom money in a series of telephone calls, notes, and a tape message from William, all on December 5th and 6th. The kidnappers had told Richard Porter in a telephone call to go to the restaurant bathroom, but he sent another family member instead. Why didn't he go, though? That's what I'm confused about. If the kidnappers told you to go, why did you send another family member? Just random questions that probably don't mean nothing that I want to know. The last contact with the kidnappers came December 10th, when a woman handed a note to a child in Manhattan and told him to deliver it to William's aunt, who lived in the area. Who gave this woman the note? Did this woman know the person that gave her the note? Is this woman around now to talk about who gave her the note? Who is this mysterious woman that got handed the note? Who was the mysterious woman that handed the note to a child? The note said the boy was in pain and needed medical attention. I have a few questions about that excerpt right there. I have a few questions about that. First, the question is, why did Rich Porter send somebody else in the bathroom? Why didn't he go himself? Did he think that if he went to the bathroom that somebody might be waiting to kill him? So you send somebody else to get killed? Or how does it go? Somebody enlighten me. And another thing, man, I don't know the status of Harlem back then. I don't know what was going on back then, but was there any sports going on? Did they have any Little League football, Little League baseball? Like when people speak about Harlem, I never hear people speak about sports. Like you never really hear about athletes coming out of Harlem back then, or period. Like you don't hear about that. That's what I'm like, what's going on? Did they have any youth activities for the kids? Did they have any recreation centers in that area for the kids? Because it seems to me that a lot of these guys been selling drugs since they was 12 and 13 years old. Rich Porter died at 25. I didn't know how young 25 was when I first seen Paid in Full because I was way younger. But now I'm 37 and 25 is young, man. That's young, man. So the reason why I did this video, it seems like everybody forgot about Donnell Porter. And everybody speaks about Rich Porter and Alpo. It seems like everybody forgot about the shooting in the Bronx with AZ and the people that got killed in that house that day. People was dead. 3 or 4 people got killed. They need a day also. It's just crazy to me how this kid's life is being overshadowed. And it's not being overshadowed by the family. Because I've been on their YouTube, Instagram, I've been on all that stuff. The family is still keeping these guys alive. But when people speak about this stuff in their videos, they're leaving Donnell out of it. Now I'm going to tell you one person that spoke about it, that continues to speak about it. Ms.Tee. She always speaks about Donnell. And she also said something that made a lot of sense. If y'all are so-called worried about Donnell and what's going on with Donnell and stuff, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all was locked up with his uncle and the dudes that had something to do with all of this. Why didn't get at him then? If everybody's concerned about Rich Porter and everything that went on, I know some people was locked up with this guy. Why didn't they do nothing then? Unless people did do something. But that's my whole question, man, because Donnell Porter was born. See, I never realized the age of him because, like I said, when I watched Paid in Full, he was a kid in the movie. So I'm thinking I'm older than him. He was born in 77, the same year my brother was born. So he'd have been like 44 years old now. I just have a few questions about Harlem. Like All these movies of Harlem, you never see, like, even in the movies with the extras and stuff, you never see a football league in the background. You never see nobody playing baseball in the background with these. Where was the sports and recreation at in Harlem back in the day? You get what I'm saying? Where was all of that at? And I'm going to say this again. Have we forgotten about Donnell Porter? Imagine the stuff that kid was going through. And so much speculation. People are like, oh yeah, Rich Porter set up people for preacher. You don't know that. It's all speculation. But imagine what this kid is going through when he's kidnapped. They grabbing him on the way to school. They shoving him in the car. Cutting his finger off. Told his mother, they cutted my finger off. I love you, mommy. Put yourself in his shoes and imagine what's going through this kid's mind. Tells you how heartless these fucking guys are that did this. I don't even know the family at all. But I'm mad just thinking about this. Because I could only imagine what the mother is going through. The sister is going through. You know what I'm saying? Because I have kids now. And when I first seen Paid in Full, I didn't have any kids. I never knew how important kids were until I had my own. I used to always wonder why people crying about their kids for. They just kids, so what? Why are people grieving for like this? Now I got kids. I could only imagine if that was my son, the stuff that I would be going through thinking of. So don't get this video twisted. The Porter family has definitely kept those names alive. But it's the other people outside the family that speak about Rich and Alpo all the time. Next time you speak about Rich and Alpo, make sure you guys speak about Donnell Porter also. It's easy win. Florida prison talk. I'm out of here.